Hey guys, welcome back to Dixie Belle's YouTube channel and welcome back for another FFT Friday. I just want to also welcome you guys to our brand new workshop that we've got here. If you've been following along on my channel, you know that we got a new workshop recently, but I also just wanted to shout out to Dixie Belle because they've been supporting us since day one, and thank you guys for supporting us both here on Dixie Belle's channel and over on our channel. Today we are going to be flipping this small dresser and we're going to be just spicing it up a little bit with some paint, and then since it doesn't have any hardware, I think it's a good idea to add some new. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Since there's no hardware, I don't need to remove it, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean. All right, I'm gonna be cleaning with Dixie Belle's White Lightning, and I just dumped the granule substance inside of this spray bottle, and it dissolved into this water, and that way I can continue to keep it over time. So I'm just gonna spray down this dresser, and then we'll wipe it back. White Lightning is going to be a TSP based cleaning solution, and so it's going to really get your pieces nice and clean. It's going to degrease all of it, and you're just going to be able to have a nice clean surface once you're done. This dresser wasn't too dirty. I actually got it at Goodwill several months ago for just $7 because when my mom and I were there, they said over the intercom randomly, right as we were about to leave, they said 65% off all furniture. And I had eyed some things, but it just was a little bit out of my price range that I was wanting to spend that day. And then when they said that, I was like, 65% off, so $7. That's a steal that you can't beat. I also got 2 pairs of nightstands that I've already flipped with some other dressers, a steal for $7. Once you clean your piece with White Lightning, you wanna make sure and go over it again with just some clean, fresh water and give it a nice rinse. That way you know that you got all that cleaning solution off as well as that dirt and grime. And then it's always a great idea to also clean the inside of the dresser or the piece of furniture as well. Cleaning is done, so next up we are gonna do a scuff sand. For the scuff sanding of this piece, I'm actually not gonna be using my sander. So yes, you can sand things without having an electric sander. Does an electric sander make things go a lot faster and a lot easier? Yes. But I'm gonna show you how you can also just use a regular hand sander and get the same or very similar results. So this dresser in particular is actually made of the wood composite, sort of like MDF or particle board. As long as you prep correctly, you can still flip pieces that are particle board or that wood composite with no problem. One thing that you really want to make sure to do is that you want to make sure that your surface is not glossy. So usually with particle board pieces, they will put basically like a laminate sticker over the top to make it have this wood grain look. Well, that sticker kind of peels up sometimes, and that sticker is also very smooth. In order to get your paint to adhere, you want to go ahead and roughen up that surface without going too low. And I got lucky on this one because there's no water damage. So we're just going to go ahead and give it a light scuff sand over the entire thing to roughen up that surface. By the way, I'm using 120 grit sandpaper to do this scuff sand. All right, so before we put any paint on this piece, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I'm gonna get perfect holes in my drawers to install the hardware. So I've got this thing that's called a hardware jig, and basically It is a punch locator, it's also called. Basically, I've got it in the middle here, and this hole right here is going to allow me to get right in the middle of the drawer, and then I can just make the same exact hardware punches in every single drawer, and that way they can be consistent down the line. I'm just gonna be doing one on each drawer right in the middle. Since this is a smaller dresser, I think it lends itself just fine to just doing one in the middle. And just like that, we've got all 4 drawers with a hole in them. Let me show you what paint I'm gonna use now. Alrighty, we are gonna be using Dixie Belle's silk paint in the color Sun Kissed, which is kind of a yellowish color. And I'm excited because this is actually one of the first times that I'm gonna be painting with a yellowish color. And it's like tannish yellowish, I don't know, it's a really pale yellow. So we're gonna go ahead and get this going on this dresser. Remember, silk paint is all in one, so that means that we don't need to prime, and then generally we don't need to top coat. I'm thinking about top coating in this one just because of the particle board, and I don't want any water damage going forward, so I might just do one quick coat of top coat, but again, that's not completely necessary for the silk paint because it's all built in. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I've got my mini brush and we are going to paint. I do recommend that you stir the paint before you paint just to make sure it's all mixed up very well, especially if it's been sitting there for a while. Silk paint is also self-leveling, so when you're painting with it, you don't need to go over the same spot over and over and over and over, or else that's just going to kind of lessen those self-leveling qualities. All right, coat number 1 is done. I am still unsure if we're gonna need 2 coats or 3 on this. It's a very light color, and so, with the darker color to begin with, then putting a lighter color, usually that calls for more coats, but this silk paint has amazing coverage, so who knows? It could only take 2, but we'll see. The first coat is dry, so we're gonna go ahead and do coat number 2. Coat number 2 is all finished up. I do think we are gonna need a coat number 3, so we're gonna let this dry and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back for coat number 3, and I'm thinking that that will give us full coverage, so let's hit it. Alrighty, third and final coat is on there. That's gonna dry. Last step is hardware, and we'll be finished. All right, we're ready to go ahead and put on the hardware and slide the drawers in. Just a cute little quick dresser flip. I started this morning at like 9 o'clock, and here it is right around 12 o'clock. So even between drying times and all of that, this flip took 3 hours total. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this beautiful flip for this wonderful FFT Friday, and we'll see you guys next week. Get subscribed down below here to Dixie Belle's channel, but also come on over to Furniture Flipping Teacher and get subscribed over there as well. Thanks for watching. See you on the flip side.